Yeah, it is bizarre. There's no doubt this has focused people's attention on the strategic importance of Greenland because of its location and also because of those critical minerals. But the suggestion that the US could take it by military force or just essentially assume the territory is bizarre. It's no way to treat allies. Have a listen to the US as one of the US's most important allies, of course, the UK, their Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer.
The use of tariffs against allies is completely wrong. It is not the right way to resolve differences within an alliance. Any decision about the future status of Greenland belongs to the people of Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark alone.
Yeah, that seems axiomatic. Is the end game here then, Kristin, though, that Donald Trump just wants a major US military base there and some sort of deal about the minerals being used for Western allies rather than for China or Russia? Or do you think he actually seriously thinks that he could add this to the US territory?
Well, I think, it's probably the first option, but the way he's doing this has a lot of potential downside. It could isolate the United States internationally, it could erode trust with our allies, and it could invite retaliation. It also kind of effectively ends NATO. How can you maintain a defense alliance when one member, the United States, is aggressively targeting another, like Denmark? I suppose, on the other hand, NATO has sort of been on life support anyway, so having it sort of effectively end wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I think it would be disastrous if NATO ended. I think one of the benefits of Trump is that he's strengthened NATO because he's forced NATO countries to spend more on their defence. This is such a bizarre story. We understand the strategic importance, but the way Trump's going about it is bizarre even by his standards. As you know, we've got the Australian Open on in this country at the moment, and my favourite tennis player always turns up as a commentator for that, John McEnroe, and you'd want to quote him. You'd have to say, are you serious? You can't be serious. But Donald Trump is serious. Have a listen to the Danish foreign minister.
The meeting we had last week left me with the clear impression that the president honestly and full-heartedly want to acquire Greenland. But we also made it crystal clear that this is a red line, and therefore we agreed that we should move this dialogue from, social media and Truth Social and other arenas into a meeting room.
Now, the interesting thing about that, Kristin, he says there is stuff to discuss. There's a red line. Of course, they don't want to give up Greenland, but there is room for negotiation. So, again, as with everything Trump talks about, I suppose, and aspires to, you just got to wait and see what the end result's going to be.
Yeah, you're right. Trump, he goes for 100 knowing he might get, 50. That's sort of his strategy, and it has worked in the past. But I just keep coming back to, I don't like the precedent this is setting. It's just smaller nations need to have autonomy. You can't just be a big nation and go around the world taking what you want because you can. And we kind of saw that with Maduro in Venezuela as well.
Spot on, Kristin, spot on. Never a dull moment with your president. I look forward to keeping in touch with you throughout 2026.
Thank you, Chris.